Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're talking about leftovers, the good, the bad, and the please don't reheat that. As we get older, small food choices can make a big difference. Reheating the right foods can support your digestion, energy, and even your mood. Reheating the wrong ones can upset your stomach, raise inflammation, and make you feel slow and tired. My goal is simple: help you feel steady on your feet, clear in your head, and strong in your body, one warm meal at a time. This video is for education only. It is not medical advice. If you have a health condition, please talk with your doctor. Alright, type 1 in the comments if you're ready to learn something useful today. Type 0 if you want me to slow down or explain things more simply. Now, let's begin with the good news. 3 foods you should reheat because they get even kinder to your body the second time around. What if breakfast became healthier after you warmed it twice? Here's the thing. When you cook oats, then cool them in the fridge, and then reheat them the next morning, something helpful happens inside the oats. Part of the starch changes into what we call resistant starch. Don't worry about the term. It simply means this: your small intestine does not break it down quickly. Instead, it travels to your large intestine and feeds the good bacteria in your gut. That can help digestion, reduce gas swings, and support healthy blood sugar. For many people over 60, this means steadier energy and fewer mid-morning crashes. Imagine you cook a pot of plain oats tonight. You let it cool, then store it in a covered container in the fridge. Tomorrow morning, you scoop some into a bowl, add a splash of water or milk, and warm it gently on the stove or in the microwave until it's steaming hot. Now you have creamy, cozy oats that are easier on your system and that release energy slowly. That slow release can help you feel calmer and more focused. It also helps you feel full longer, which can support a healthy weight. Oats also have a special kind of fiber called beta-glucan. In simple words, beta-glucan can help lower bad cholesterol over time. That supports your heart. Oats are also gentle. They are soft, warm, and easy to chew. For many seniors, that matters. Your toppings matter too. Add blueberries for antioxidants. Add walnuts for healthy fats. Sprinkle cinnamon for a comforting taste. Keep sugars low. Your taste buds will adjust. Safety tips are important. After cooking oats, cool them within 2 hours. Store them in the fridge, covered. Use them within 3 to 4 days. When reheating, heat until they're steaming hot. If it smells off, throw it out. Takeaway: cook oats once, chill, then reheat. You'll get a belly-friendly, heart-friendly bowl that keeps your energy steady and your morning peaceful. Now, if oatmeal is your gentle morning hug, this next food is your all-day helper. It warms your hands, loosens stiff joints, and hydrates your body, all in one bowl. What if yesterday's soup becomes stronger today? Here's the secret. When you gently cook vegetables in broth, carrots, celery, onions, tomatoes, leafy greens, and then let the soup rest, more flavor comes out. When you reheat it the next day, those flavors mingle even more. Many of the helpful plant compounds are now swimming in the broth, ready for your body to use. In simple words, the soup gets richer, tastier, and often easier to digest. Why is this great for seniors? First, warmth helps. A hot, light soup can relax you, support circulation, and make stiff hands or chilly feet feel better. Second, soup hydrates. Many older adults do not drink enough water. A bowl of soup gives you fluid, minerals, and fiber in one go. Third, soup is friendly to sensitive tummies. If you have days when heavy meals feel hard, soup is soft and welcoming. You can also make your soup work harder for you. Add a pinch of turmeric or black pepper for gentle anti-inflammation. Add parsley for freshness. Add garlic and a splash of olive oil for heart support. Want protein? Stir in soft beans, lentils, or shredded chicken. Keep salt modest. Let herbs and vegetables bring the flavor. Safety matters here too. Cool leftover soup within 2 hours. Divide it into small containers so it chills faster. Store in the fridge and use within 3 to 4 days. Reheat until it's bubbling and steaming, not just warm around the edges. Stir as it heats so the whole pot gets hot. If it smells sour or looks cloudy in a strange way, it's time to let it go. Imagine this simple routine. Make a big pot on Sunday. Eat some fresh. Chill the rest. Reheat a bowl at lunch on Monday and Tuesday. Your future self will thank you. It's easy, nourishing, and kind to your budget. Takeaway: a day-old vegetable soup, reheated well, gives you more flavor, steady comfort, hydration, and simple nutrition, perfect for tired afternoons and gentle dinners. We've covered 2 warm friends, oatmeal and soup, that treat your body kindly the second time around. Coming up next, we'll add a steady base you can pair with almost anything. Then we'll turn the corner and talk about the 3 foods many seniors should avoid reheating, and what to do instead so you stay safe, steady, and strong. What if a simple grain could quietly keep your heart, muscles, and nerves stronger, especially when reheated? Here's the thing. Brown rice is often overlooked. It doesn't shine with bright colors like vegetables. It doesn't have the cozy smell of bread. But it has quiet power. Unlike white rice, brown rice still has its bran and germ, the outer layers packed with fiber, B vitamins, and minerals like magnesium. These nutrients are especially important as we get older, when energy can dip, blood sugar may swing, and digestion slows down. Now here's the magic part. When you cook brown rice, then let it cool, and later reheat it, the starch inside changes. Just like oatmeal, it forms resistant starch. That's simply starch that doesn't break down quickly in your small intestine. Instead, it feeds the good bacteria in your large intestine. This helps calm inflammation, support your immune system, and even improve your mood and focus. For seniors, that means steadier energy, a healthier gut, and fewer sugar spikes that can leave you shaky or tired. Imagine this. You cook a pot of brown rice for dinner. You keep the extra in the fridge, stored safely in a covered container. The next day, you scoop out a portion, add a spoonful of water to soften it, and reheat gently until it's steaming. What you get is not just food, but steady fuel. Your body receives energy slowly, not all at once. That protects your heart, supports circulation, and keeps your legs stronger for walking. Magnesium in brown rice deserves a special mention. This mineral helps your nerves and muscles relax. Low magnesium is common in older adults and can cause cramps, restlessness, or poor sleep. By eating reheated brown rice regularly, you give your body a gentle supply of magnesium. It's like helping your muscles unwind and your heart beat steadily, naturally. Safety tip: cook rice fully. Cool it quickly. Don't leave it sitting out on the counter for hours. Store it in the fridge, covered, and use within 3 days. When reheating, always steam or heat until it's piping hot, all the way through. Cold or lukewarm rice can carry bacteria that upset your stomach, so heat it thoroughly. Takeaway: brown rice, when reheated the right way, is more than a side dish. It's a foundation for strength, calm nerves, steady energy, and heart health. It's a quiet partner in aging well. So now you know the 3 foods you should reheat: oatmeal, vegetable soup, and brown rice. They become even more nourishing the second time around. But, and this is important, not all leftovers are your friends. Some foods that taste comforting can actually harm your digestion, joints, or memory when reheated. And the first one may surprise you. It's earthy, tasty, and often seen as healthy. Yet when reheated, it can quietly turn against you. What if a food that feels healthy and harmless could quietly upset your stomach and even strain your nerves, just because you reheated it? Here's the truth. Mushrooms are wonderful when cooked fresh. They're low in fat, full of antioxidants, and gentle on the stomach. They connect us to the earth, simple, natural, and nourishing. But when mushrooms are cooked, cooled, and then reheated, they change in ways that are not always kind to the body, especially for seniors. Why is that? Mushrooms are rich in special proteins and amino acids. When they are cooked the first time, those proteins change shape slightly, making them easier to digest. But when you cool and then reheat mushrooms, the proteins change again, and this second change can make them harder to digest. For younger people, that may not matter much. But for seniors, whose digestion is often more sensitive, this can lead to bloating, nausea, or discomfort. And that's not the only risk. Mushrooms are often sautéed in butter or oil. If they are left out at room temperature for too long before being stored, harmful bacteria can begin to grow. Names like Clostridium or Listeria may sound complicated, but what matters is this. These bacteria can make you sick in ways that are hard to trace. You might not feel it right away, but over time it could weaken your digestion, drain your energy, or leave your immune system struggling to keep up. Think about this. You enjoy a plate of sautéed mushrooms at dinner. You put the leftovers in the fridge. The next day, you reheat them quickly in the microwave and eat them again. At first, nothing seems wrong. But later, you may feel unusually tired, or your stomach may feel unsettled. You might think it's just age, but really, it could be the mushrooms no longer agreeing with your system. Another important point. When mushrooms are reheated, they lose much of their antioxidant power. Freshly cooked mushrooms can help your immune system, protect your cells, and fight inflammation. But reheated mushrooms? Many of those benefits are gone. You're left with food that tastes familiar, but no longer offers the same protection. So what should you do? Enjoy mushrooms when they're freshly cooked. Add them to soups, omelets, or stews, but eat them the same day. If you have leftovers, skip reheating. Instead, try using them cold the next day in a salad, or simply make a smaller portion so none goes to waste. Takeaway. Mushrooms are healthy when fresh, but reheating them takes away their benefits and can upset your digestion. For seniors, it's best to enjoy mushrooms once and then let them go. Now, mushrooms are not the only comfort food that can quietly betray you when reheated. There's another one that most people think of as a perfect breakfast staple. It's packed with protein, loved for generations, and often praised as a superfood. But reheated, it may no longer protect your heart or your stomach. In fact, it may do the opposite. What if one of the most trusted breakfast foods, the one many of us grew up with, could quietly hurt your digestion and even your heart when reheated? Here's the surprising truth. Eggs are amazing when eaten fresh. They're packed with high-quality protein, vitamin D for your bones, and choline, which helps your brain stay sharp. For seniors, eggs can feel like a perfect food, simple, affordable, and nourishing. But when eggs are cooked, cooled, and then reheated, they don't behave the same way inside your body. Let me explain simply. When you first cook eggs, boiled, poached, scrambled, the proteins set in a way that makes them easy to digest. But once they cool down and you reheat them, especially in a microwave or hot pan, the proteins tighten and rearrange again. That makes them harder to break down. For a younger digestive system, this may not be a big deal. But for seniors, whose digestion is often more sensitive, It can lead to bloating, indigestion, or even pain after eating. And here's something even more important. Eggs naturally contain fat and cholesterol. When they're reheated, especially if they were fried in oil or scrambled with butter, those fats can oxidize. That simply means they change into forms that are harsher on your body. These oxidized fats can irritate your blood vessels, raise inflammation, and even contribute to artery problems over time. For older adults already managing heart disease, high blood pressure, or cholesterol concerns, this small change can add to bigger problems. Think about it. You make scrambled eggs for breakfast. You save some in the fridge for tomorrow. The next day, you reheat them quickly in the microwave. You eat, but afterward you feel sluggish, your stomach feels heavy, or you just don't have your usual spark. That's your body saying, "This doesn't work for me anymore." Over weeks and months, this small habit may quietly drain your energy and even affect your heart health. But don't worry, you don't need to give up eggs. The key is timing. Eggs are best enjoyed fresh, right after cooking. If you boil a few eggs, eat them within the same day. If you love scrambled eggs, cook only what you'll eat that morning. Eggs give their gifts when they're new. Once they're reheated, those gifts can turn into burdens. Here's a little tip. If you want to prepare ahead, hard-boil eggs and store them cold in the fridge. Eat them cold in a salad or slice them onto whole grain toast. Cold eggs keep their nutrition without the risks of reheating. Takeaway: eggs are a treasure when fresh, but reheating them changes their proteins and fats in ways that are unfriendly to seniors. Protect your digestion, your energy, and your heart. Enjoy eggs fresh and skip reheating. Now, eggs are not the only comfort food with a hidden side. There's another one, soft, golden, and deeply tied to family meals. Many of us think of it as the heart of comfort food. But reheated, it can quietly disturb blood sugar, joints, and even memory. I'm talking about potatoes, and what you'll learn here may surprise you. What if the food that once felt like a warm hug, mashed, baked, or fried, could quietly drain your energy and weaken your health when reheated? Here's the truth. White potatoes are a classic comfort food. For many of us, they bring back memories of Sunday dinners, family holidays, or big gatherings where mashed potatoes sat at the center of the table. Freshly cooked, they can be filling and tasty. But reheating white potatoes, especially when mixed with butter, oil, or cream, can turn this comfort food into a quiet problem for seniors. Why? Potatoes are naturally high in starch. When cooked fresh, they already raise blood sugar quickly. That's called a high glycemic effect. It simply means the sugars from the potato rush into your bloodstream fast. Now, when you cool potatoes and then reheat them, the starch changes again. Instead of becoming gentler, like with oats or brown rice, reheated potatoes can actually make blood sugar control harder. For seniors who already face changes in insulin sensitivity, this can lead to sudden drops in energy, tingling in the feet or hands, or more inflammation in the joints. Imagine this. You had mashed potatoes for dinner, and you save a bowl for the next day. At lunch, you reheat them in the microwave. They taste just as creamy. But later, you feel unusually tired, or your knees feel stiff. You may even notice your mind feels foggy. It's easy to think this is just aging, but in truth, your reheated potatoes may be silently spiking and crashing your blood sugar and increasing inflammation. There's another concern too. Many seniors store potatoes in plastic containers and then microwave them. High heat in plastic can release chemicals, like BPA, into the food. These chemicals may interfere with your hormones and heart health. The potato looks harmless on your plate, but inside your body, it can bring hidden strain. And here's the hardest truth. White potatoes don't give you much protection. Unlike sweet potatoes, which are rich in antioxidants and vitamins, White potatoes are mostly starch. When reheated, they don't add much nutrition, but they can take away comfort by raising inflammation and lowering energy. Over time, this can mean slower recovery from illness, weaker balance, and even more fatigue during the day. So what's the solution? Enjoy white potatoes fresh, in small amounts. If you love them, balance them with foods that soften their effect, like vegetables, beans, or lean protein. Or better yet, try swapping them for sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes reheat beautifully, and unlike white potatoes, they're packed with vitamin A, fiber, and antioxidants that support your eyes, skin, and immune system. Takeaway: white potatoes are cozy when fresh, but reheated they can upset blood sugar, inflame joints, and quietly weaken energy. Protect your strength and clarity by eating them fresh, or better yet, switch to sweet potatoes for a safer comfort food. So now you know the 3 foods you should reheat for better health, and the 3 you should avoid reheating to protect your digestion, energy, and independence. But this story isn't just about food. It's about choices, daily habits, and how small actions, like how you handle leftovers, can shape the way you age. My friend, we've walked through something important today. We've seen that food is not just about taste. It's about how it supports your body, your energy, and your years ahead. And the truth is, the way we handle leftovers matters more than most people realize. Here's the simple picture. As some foods actually become safer and healthier when reheated, like rice, pasta, and spinach. Reheating them makes them easier to digest, steadier for your blood sugar, and safer from harmful bacteria. These are foods you don't need to fear. But others, the foods we just talked about, are best left fresh. Mushrooms, eggs, and white potatoes can lose their nutrients or even create problems for digestion, blood sugar, and the heart when reheated. They may look innocent on the plate, but inside, they can quietly take away your strength. And here's the wonderful part. You don't have to give up these foods completely. You can still enjoy them. The secret is timing. Eat them fresh, in the moment, and let your body receive all the good without the hidden harm. Remember, your body at 60, 70, or 80 is not the same as it was at 30. It needs gentler care, kinder choices, and more thoughtful habits. Small steps, like choosing what to reheat and what to eat fresh, can make a big difference in how steady you feel each day. Less bloating, less tiredness, less pain in the joints, more clarity in your mind, more lightness in your body, and more peace in your heart. So the next time you stand at your fridge, looking at leftovers, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this a food that loves me when it's fresh? Or is this one safe to reheat? That one small question can protect your energy, your comfort, and your health. And let me tell you this, you are not just eating for today. Every meal is an investment in your tomorrow. By making these gentle, smart choices, you are building a future where your legs stay stronger, your heart beats steadier, and your mind stays clearer. So eat with joy, eat with wisdom, and remember, you are worth every bit of care you give yourself. Take care of your meals, and they will take care of you.